fun fact about Torri is that she is a very, very, very great singer. And we did karaoke last weekend, and the whole crowd was in awe. You could hear an audible, like, I don't think people were even expecting that level of talent to shine from this little body. And she was singing ABBA and sounded like a dream.
Oh, thanks. I enjoy singing. I don't know. I gotta get back to it, but I'm really rusty. Like, I know I have a natural, like, tune, but, you know, when you don't practice something, you gotta go back and train. So we'll see. Maybe that's my 2019 goal.
And intention. I want to see more Instagram videos of you singing.
2020 intention.
Brilliant. You did a video, and you haven't done more since then.
I was thinking about that this morning. I could do one today, maybe, potentially.
When we make our focaccia? Roll the intro. Hello, welcome back to Body Talk, the podcast where we shit talk ourselves. I'm Jack.
And I'm Tor.
And today we have so much to catch up on. I thought we had nothing to talk about, but we went away to the Bodyshop Retreat.
That we did.
How did we forget about that this morning? We're like, what should we chat about? We didn't do anything. Oh no, we had a great weekend.
Yes.
And then I think that'll lead us into a lot of festivity talking.
Love that.
Because I've got a lot of things to say about the holidays. But let's start with last weekend. So we went off to Prince Edward County, which normally the Bodyshop Retreat is in Blue Mountain. And there's this epic mansion that they've rented out for the past 2 years. And it's called Blue Mountain Heaven. You can check it out on Airbnb. This is not an ad for them. But it is incredible. And one day in life, my goal is to have like a family holiday with like all my family.
Yeah, like family, epic family party
in Blue Mountain Heaven. Because
I know.
This house, I mean, mansion, it's not even a house, has an indoor pool, indoor skating rink, sauna, hot tub, indoor property manager, in-house chefs, karaoke stage. Like, it has everything. An elevator.
Yeah.
And it's like this woodsy cabiny, but like also done up beautifully. Like,
yeah, it really is stunning.
It is great. Actually, I vlogged the first year. If you want to check out the YouTube video, go to youtube.com/jaclyn Forbes. But yeah, the trip is normally there, but this year they switched it up. We went to Prince Edward County, which is about, 2.5 hours, 3 hours out of Toronto.
Yeah.
Opposite direction, though. And it's kind of like a wine country. What were they saying? The comparison that Niagara is like the something of France, and then Bordeaux, and then
Burgundy. It'd be great if you listened.
I forgot the names.
Yeah.
So Prince Edward County is the Burgundy of France, but in Canada.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. It's a really, like, phenomenal wine region. It was a good weekend. I mean, it's sad. I think once you have, like, an expectation of how things have gone in the past, and I'm actually having this issue right now with Torcella, and Adam and I were kind of discussing it the other day. It's like, when you have no standards and you go into a weekend, it's really hard then to beat that in your head later in life. Like, I think the original Torcella, like, will never be reborn.
It was always so special.
Because, yeah, it's like I was surprised. There was no expectation. It was like a total, I said to Adam, like, my example was, or my way to describe it was our humble beginnings. And he's like, yeah, well, you went and fucked it up yourself by being so extravagant the second year that now, like, you've outdone your standards.
Podcast. Like, there's a beauty to us being in the closet and it being super ratchet and weird at first.
Exactly.
And now it's, like, a little too nice in the studio.
I know. It's
There's
like
the beauty of like the beginning.
The humble beginnings, I'm realizing, you don't notice it in the moment, but when you try to replicate it later, you realize you can't. And it was similar for that weekend. Yeah. I mean, it was phenomenal and special and all of these things, but just not the same.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really get that way. I mean, I think I know where you were going with that, because this trip, obviously there had been 2 years of the Body Shop in that one location, and then we like knew all the chefs by name, and there was like a bit of history, and it was like super fun. But I'm someone, not that I get bored very easily. I would have been very happy to go back to Blue Mountain and do that experience all over again. But I'm very much so someone, like, I like
to switch it up.
Yeah, changing it up. And I mean, we were talking about this in relation to Torcella even just a few weeks ago. It's like you could put us and our friend group in a cardboard box and we would have just as much fun.
That's true. It's always more about the people.
Yeah, totally. And of course, like, I'm not saying no to a karaoke stage. That always is fun. But I think you just kind of like, I don't know, I'm not someone who has a lot of expectations, I think, in life in that sense. So
yeah,
I have no expectations. But no, it definitely, like, I think it was so fun. But it was totally different than before, but super cool.
I mean, it goes back to my, like, initial thing as a human, that I'm very much a creature of habit. I do very similar routines day in and day out.
And do you prefer that then, like, not changing it up?
I don't know. It's not that I'm, like, affected really by change, because it doesn't give me anxiety to change it up. It's more just, I think if it were in my decision making, you know, if it were up to me, I think that I would just maybe continue.
See, I never really knew that about you. I feel like you're pretty, I think your personality though is very go with the flow, so you can make everything
that's
okay.
true. But I'm just
I guess
saying
you
I'm
prefer-
habitual as a person. So.
Oh. See, and I like the drama. I like the spice and changing it up. And
Yeah.
I love like last minute things too. My birthday, last minute. Guys,
See, I'm realizing I'm more of a planner in life.
Yeah, you're getting stressed. Tori's getting stressed about my birthday.
I know, I'm like, can you just like...
I know,
Can you just like send out an invite?
I
so
know,
that
I know.
My thing is, I've learned the hard way that as we get older, and maybe it's just because my friend group is so vast, that it's really hard to get people together. It's hard to organize it. It's hard to get people out and together and happy and like whatever. So giving a little extra leadway time is just key.
No, I definitely know that's important. I guess I'm of the mindset. So for context, my birthday is December 15th. I'm turning 22, baby. And I feel like my Instagram
Taylor
caption
Swift,
has to
man.
be exactly. I don't
Mine
know about
was
you, but I'm feeling
22.
Yeah, so I'm someone, I go back and forth about like wanting to celebrate my birthday, and it's not about like, I don't like attention on, like I like attention on me, clearly. But no, I think I honestly always get really sad in December. Like I think I get seasonal depression every single year. This year though, we're going strong, which is nice. But December's just like a weird month for me, and then it's birthday and Christmas and New Year's, and my birthday's always kind of felt like a nostalgic wrap up of the year. And I don't know, growing up, I never had a problem with birthdays. Like growing up, my mom always would host like fun like birthday parties, and I'll do all that whole thing. But as I get older, I just like, I could skip it and I wouldn't be mad about it. Like I don't need a celebration, but I feel like you've kind of helped me like appreciate it a bit more. And even you don't have to do something extravagant, just have like a nice dinner or a games night with your friends or whatever.
Totally. Last year, your birthday was really fun.
It was
just like
really
karaoke
chill.
and chill.
Yeah. But anyways, this year I was trying to think I actually was thinking about this maybe about a month or two in advance, because you had brought it up. You're like, your birthday is coming up. I'm like, I got 2 months still, but Tori's great about planning.
It's January and I'm thinking about Torchella
I know,
2020.
that is crazy.
So.
Crazy. But you know
it's not January, it's
December
even.
Even earlier. Yeah, my birthday hasn't even hit and you're planning the summer birthday already.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'm just very also, I feel like I also grew up being very kind of, not last minute, but I would always be like, oh, I'm not going to know till the last minute. Like, I might have a work thing come up or, like, an audition or, like, I don't know. So I would always be like, I'll let you know the day before, which I know is kind of maybe the worst way to be, but I've always been that way. So I'm like, yeah, well, maybe wait till a bit closer, and then I'll decide if that's what I want on that day. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And it must be annoying to be my friend when I'm like that, but that's just how I am. And, but no, a few months ago, you're like, what should you do? And I was like, you know what, December, I'm normally, like, a little sad and a little blue during that month, so I want to do something that's like my happiest state. So I was kind of making a list of what makes me the most happy in life. 1, board games and puzzles and playing games. Like, I just love a good games night. It's insane. 2, I would say cooking. I love a good cooking, baking night. Like, that's super fun to me. And like learning, like if I was to do like a cooking class, I would find that super fun. And then I came upon the realization that my happiest place in life is actually when I'm skiing and having a snowboarding day. Growing up as a kid, that would be me and my dad's like favorite day. We would always have a running joke that we would never fight that day. We would bond so nicely, and then it was just like magical. And growing up now, going with friends, it's always been such a fun day. Like I feel like you cannot not have fun.
So dude, stop talking about it and book the damn day. How about that?
I mean, yes, but now Torri has booked a Christmas party the weekend of my potential birthday
To be fair,
weekend.
yes, in hindsight, that was a total accident.
I know, I realized that you noticed.
And then
after.
I realized after, I was like, wait, Jaclyn's birthday is literally Sunday.
But that's okay, we can lead into the celebration. And honestly, I think it worked out better because my hometown friends, that weekend didn't work good for them. So I think we're gonna push
it's
my
a good
birthday a week
excuse
after.
to literally be at the club and just like party.
Totally, we can just have a 2-week-long birthday celebration.
Yeah. Which is how clearly I like to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not like a birthday month kind of person, but this month I guess we're gonna make it.
Yeah,
make it a
we
Jaclyn
are.
month. Anyways, what are the things that bring you the most happiness in life? Like pure happiness. You're not worried about work or posting or share. Like what brings you pure joy?
Pure joy. I feel like I love watching musicals. Like that brings me pure joy. Like I love seeing like great performances. Like I love seeing a Broadway show. I should actually look in and see if there's one that I could see when we're in New York next week. But I love watching live performances, whether that's like a comedy show or like a theater
comedy
performance.
I can get behind.
Yeah,
Or,
I know
like,
you don't love
music.
musicals, but I love like
I'm
live
specific,
music.
yeah.
Like concerts bring me pure joy.
Oh, that's a good one. Concerts, I would definitely add that to the list.
Like certain places, like my aunts have a farm, like I feel very nostalgic about certain places that I would feel very much joy as a kid, like running around. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think about it too much this morning.
I guess certain people too, it's like a feeling when you're with certain people, you're like, oh, I feel like a kid again. Like that's when I get round up with all of my cousins, it feels like we're like 11 years old again.
Yeah.
And that is kind of invaluable.
Iconic. Yeah.
Invaluable.
We had asked our like Instagram people some questions this morning.
Are we going to do some advice?
Yeah, we asked again, like, because we had done it a while back and then haven't done it for since the beginning of the last season.
To preface, I don't think we're the most qualified people to be giving advice. I feel like my life is in shambles myself. But you know what? I'm gonna try to help y'all out.
It's always good though, just to like.
If you don't follow us on Instagram, we sometimes post our questions on the Poddy Talk podcast Instagram, but we mainly do all of our questions
Courtney
for advice.
says, tell Jack to feature me. I have a good idea, need to share ASAP.
Oh, actually, yeah, we do need to call her. Let me finish my thought, though. Jaclyn, Forbes, and at Torri Webster. We do mainly all of our questions, so if you want to be more involved with the podcast and ask your advice questions, follow us there, and you can see when we post. Yeah, so side note, so Courtney, who's my childhood best friend, she tried to call me like 5 times this morning.
Oh my God, my sister's texting me, did you register for the 5K? Jaclyn and I are doing a
This
Santa
is such a
Claus.
scattered podcast
I know, I'm
already.
sorry. It's because I'm on my phone. Jaclyn and I are doing a 5K Santa Claus run on Saturday, aka
So,
that means we're wearing Santa suits.
You thought we were done talking about running once we did the half marathon. Oh, no, no, no. So my younger cousins, shout out to Brooklyn and Kennedy if you're watching this, every year they do a Santa 5K with like their parents, and it is literally a 5K run where you're in a full Santa suit, like beard, hat, thick outfit, like it all. And there's I think like 10,000 people that do it. So you just see 10,000 people looking exactly the same in a Santa suit running down the town. And it sounds iconic. So this year they were bugging me. They're like, hey, you guys should do it. So I was like, okay, cool. Actually, I'm going to see if my friend Tor wants to do it. I called Tor. She's like, yeah, I'm in. That sounds ridiculous. I love it. And I heard a rumor that there's actually someone that runs the Santa 10K. They start off at the beginning of the pack. They run it backwards in the Santa suit and still beat everyone else in that entire race. Like, they're that incredible of a runner. They can run it backwards. What a flex.
I hate that, but
what a flex.
That's so funny.
But that's going to be our Saturday. I'm getting really excited about it.
So anyways, that was a side gig.
Yeah,
but what's happening with Courtney?
Oh, yeah, I actually don't even know. Like, I don't even know if it's worthy of us calling her live on the pod, but should we try it? We could always cut this out if it doesn't.
Sure.
Just hear me out for 5 minutes. So look at her thing. So she tried calling me. I declined her.
I don't want to lose all my ideas.
Well, I wasn't answering the phone. She goes, Tori's up to film Poddy Talk. Why aren't you? She gets you on your story.
Stop.
I'm like, shut up.
Okay,
That's
call
so
her.
funny.
Let's call her live on the air. We've never done this before.
Yeah.
Put her close to your mic.
Oh, God.
Courtney, you better not say
Hey.
anything.
Finally.
You're
Courtney,
live
you're
on
literally
the air
live
right
on the
now.
air pod because you're attacking us on IG and we must know what you need to
cannot
say.
Share.
What is going on? Why were you calling me like 8 times this morning? You wouldn't accept my decline.
Because I have the most genius idea for you.
Okay.
For me personally or the podcast?
No, for you.
Okay.
Oh?
But I can't share it on the air.
Oh. We
Wait.
thought it was meant for the pod.
What is it about? Can you give me a hint?
Yeah, it's about starting a foundation.
Oh.
A foundation as in like
Charity.
a charity
Yes,
or
Jaclyn,
makeup?
you should start a charity. Let's talk about it on the pod.
I can't talk about it on the pod because then it'll get stolen.
Oh,
and
true.
then somebody is going to steal it and turn it into an empire that I have curated for you.
Wait, when did this strike you? Did you have a
curated
dream or, like,
empire.
I don't even understand where this came from. I haven't talked to you about starting a foundation ever in my life.
I know. I came up with it for you last night at about 3 a.m.
What?
Brilliant.
I am so confused, but if this can't get shared on the air, I understand. I will call you back after we're done filming. And
I need some advice.
live advice.
Live
Our first
advice.
call-in.
Sure, this is our
Hello,
first
you're
call-in.
live with host,
I'm
the Body Talk host.
First calling.
What's up? I hope the mic,
so-
or I hope they can hear this. You're on my mic right now.
Let's see. I'm having some boy trouble.
Okay.
I have this crush, and I've been ghosted.
Oh my God.
Oh no, so what was the backstory? How long have you known him? Have you been talking? Have you gone on dates yet? What's the story?
Yes, we met on Hinge,
Oh, okay, love that.
and we went on 2 dates, and then he ghosted me. What should I do?
Did anything happen on the date in particular? Like any red flags?
No, I thought we were hitting it off.
Oh.
So I have a very specific answer to ghosting, and I don't think you're gonna like it. People act in a way
I
that.
need to hear it.
Okay. Well, I believe that people, no matter how busy they are or not busy, people act in the way that they want to ultimately. If they want to talk to you, they will find a way to talk to you. If they don't want to talk to you, they're not going to talk to you. So I think he's just over it. And you don't need that. So you know what? You've got to digest that and move on, as hard as it is.
What about you, Torri?
I mean, I hate this news for you because it's very sad, but, you know, like the quote from my favorite movie, he's just not that into you. You know? It sucks.
I also think we're really great at obsessing over things. Like, I'm the same way, too. Even if you've met this dude once or twice or talk or whatever, it's like you always romanticize the idea in your head or make them up to be everything that you want them to be. But
yeah,
like,
he's also probably a dud.
like, you're probably making him up in your head to be a lot better than he is. And if he was really that great of a dude, then he would like you and love you for who you are. And clearly that's not the case. So move it along.
Okay,
Did that help
my
you?
other question is,
Okay, you have one more question. We have a time limit on these call-ins here.
oh my god, I didn't realize I was paying for your service.
A lot of
Do you
cinnamon in this.
support the ghost, or do you, like, roles reversed, should I be ghosting, or should I be letting people down with, like, the, sorry, I feel we're not compatible?
I feel a certain type of way. What do you think first?
I am like such a straight shooter, so like if I didn't like a guy, I would literally just probably FaceTime at them and be like, yo, it's a no-go.
Open to FaceTime. Hey, we're done.
I'd just be like, it's a no-go. Like, look, I think you're cool, but like I'm better, and we're
I
moving
feel
along.
honestly very similarly. I mean, I guess the context like matters. If there was like some weirdo that like started being super weird, yeah, I'm definitely down for a ghost. But I personally am like of the sense if someone's I think it's a mature thing to communicate and let someone know that. And it's also just like if you respect the person, you're gonna let them know. I think it seems very like high school and immature to be like, oh, I'm just never gonna talk to you again and block you on all platforms.
I agree.
It's like if nothing drastic happened, that's like kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the situation. I don't think that'd be my first resort though.
Right. I don't think I'm going to go hop on any FaceTimes anytime soon.
Fair.
I'll definitely take all of this advice into consideration. I'm so glad you guys answered my call.
Oh my God, Courtney, thanks for coming on the pod
Yeah,
via phone, but we have to have you in real life at some point.
Yes, we definitely.
We have a plan of having like our
best
childhood,
friend,
but
spill
like
the tea.
childhood best friends that would like no
Courtney
dirty,
would ruin my life.
dirty games about
Yeah.
us.
I
Yeah.
have so much saved up and pictures and everything.
Oh, Courtney, I know what you're
Pictures.
talking about. You better delete that picture.
I'm ready to drop.
I'm ready to drop it.
And on that note, that is our first caller. Goodbye. Have a great.
Bye, Courtney.
Thanks for calling. I'll call you later. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. That's so funny. We should actually have a number. You can like buy a number and just get messages. So we should get our viewers to call in and leave.
That's cool, like a
voicemails.
voicemail?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever watched the podcast. Megan Ranks does it. It's called Don't Blame Me. And the podcast is an advice podcast. At the end of each like advice, she'll be like, but don't blame me. Like, you know, it's really
That's
cute.
really cute.
But she gets all of her callers to call in, and then she also has a segment where she gets, say, her other listeners to listen to other problems, and like they give their advice if they've been in a similar
Cute.
situation. It's a really good concept, so we should steal that.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
like
saying.
that. We'll steal it.
Anyways, we should go to the questions that everyone actually responded over at Instagram.
I also put a slide that said like assumptions about Jaclyn and I, and some are funny. One
they?
was you're both intimidating in real life. I think that's an interesting
I would say that's true.
comment. Because, yeah, it's funny because in some ways I consider myself approachable. But then
I don't.
But then in other ways I'm like, but then
See,
do
this
I
is
act?
the thing. I think when someone actually comes up and says hello and starts a conversation, I think that's when someone would realize how
Chill we are?
yeah, we're not as crazy as we appear. But on the outside, we're definitely the people that are like sitting on a quiet bus of people, and we're the two singing karaoke and like
That's true.
leading a marching band. And that is definitely, I think, intimidating to initially go up and approach.
Well,
So-
yeah, it's almost like we're so
intense.
outgoing and
Yeah,
intense that it's not that we're like the bitches that sit in the corner and say nothing and like skirt in like the
No,
corner.
we're too
it's
loud
Like, yeah,
and
it's
in
like
your
the
face.
opposite. We're so in your face that could come across.
But we love making new friends. So if anyone wants to come up and be like, hey, like, I don't know, just literally say hello, like, welcome in with open arms.
Yeah, I feel like we look more intimidating than our personalities actually.
Yeah, and we're actually
are.
like losers at our core. So I feel like
Yeah,
once
we
you get
always
to-
think people are cooler than us.
Well,
so.
what my friends always say, like my friends that have known me since like literally great, like someone like a Courtney, she goes, it's so funny because I see all your Instagram stories and I read them in your voice and you're such a loser. Like even last night, like I was posting something about like focaccia bread and I'm like, oh baby, this is gonna be a nice focaccia. And that's how I'm like reading in my head when I'm typing it.
Yeah.
But the way that it translates, like I don't think a lot of people get that. But only a certain amount of people I feel like know like what a big like
Know the
what
lingo?
a dork I am.
Right.
But yeah, no, I could definitely see people being intimidated. but
Another assumption
unwarranted.
was that you guys get sent more free stuff than stuff you actually buy,
Yes.
aka makeup and skincare.
Yes, 200% accurate.
Very accurate.
It's a huge blessing of my job, and I'm someone, I think naturally at my core, am more minimalistic, and I don't necessarily like to spend a lot of money on frivolous things. I mean, other than when I was building my makeup kit, that was like a job thing, and at that time I had to invest a lot of money into my makeup kit, but now that I work and get so much free PR, it's such a huge blessing, and I don't really feel the need to buy a lot of makeup because I have so much of it.
Yeah. Well, even yesterday we were at Fresh and she always seems to have these gift cards for like restaurants or like these like prepaid visas. And I'm like, do you ever spend money? Like you always have like an ongoing gift card or like a thing. And it's so funny. But no, we are very blessed in our jobs that we get gifted. I mean, it's funny because I also remember a time, I mean, I wasn't building an actual kit. Obviously, I just had a makeup addiction. But back in like my Life with Boys days when I was like making good money and like, you know, I loved makeup and I was spending time on set, it was like my favorite pastime to go to Sephora and like swatch things and buy things. And I spent so much money on skincare and makeup before I like entered the beauty industry.
Same.
So I honestly don't feel bad now because
I
know,
balancing out. I think I'm
like
just starting to hit zero. Like
I know on so many levels that I have supported the industry wholeheartedly. Like I bought like all the expensive like Chanel face washes. I bought all the expensive palettes. Like I invested. So
I remember the first like high-end foundation I went out and bought Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua because all the beauty gurus were talking about it. I had no money to spend on that.
I know.
I did it.
I know.
But no, I agree. I mean, I think we've definitely put in our dues, but I for a while, I think also struggled with the idea of, I'm like, oh my God, we get so much free stuff. Like that's, not that it's unfair. Like I guess I see the value of why companies want to do it, but it does seem like a little, oh, I'm making all these videos talking about all these new products, but half of them are gifted. I didn't buy them. So is that morally right? And I did struggle with that for a while.
Yeah.
But I think what I do now to make myself feel a bit better is I know I am a very generous person with my life. If you are any friend or family and they go, hey, I have a pimple, what should I do?
Exactly.
I have 20 different types of like breakouts. Take all of them and try them and let me know what you think. So I feel nice that I can be generous now with the things that I get kindly gifted. And then on top of that, like just being able to donate it to like women's shelters and stuff, I'm like, okay, at least I'm like giving back.
Yeah.
But it definitely is. It's ridiculously excessive.
Well, I think also, like I'm naturally such a giving person.
You're
like one of my
true
joys in life is giving to other people. Like I'm more excited giving something to someone than getting something myself. And so I feel like, if anything, I have so much joy in the fact that we still get all these products because it's so fun to be able to have people come over and say, okay, I have this whole bundle of things.
Yeah, shop whatever you want.
Shop whatever you want. Like that's so fun for me too. So like there's so many levels to the free stuff. I mean, I was watching Allegra, who was on our podcast like story last night, and she was talking about, there's like Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all these things. It's such a like consumption weekend and like all of this sort of like gross idea that we have to
Tuesday.
buy. And she was talking about how she'll like donate to a charity and stuff and how she was getting backlash because she was donating to a certain charity. And she's like, yo, do you? Like, if you're sitting on Instagram, I forget what term she used, but it's like you're in a state of luxury. Like you're on a platform, you're hanging out.
The birth lottery,
like
here.
You're chilling. So you know what? If you have something to say about it, then go give to the charity of your choice. You know what I mean? And I support that. Like I'm wholeheartedly on her team on that. I think people get so negative about everything. Like there's so much sensitivity.
Well, people can just complain about
anything.
And
it's like as long as you feel like you're doing your best and giving back where you can, like what can you ask? Like you can't ask more of people.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Assumption confirmed.
Assumption true.
What other assumptions?
I know. I don't know if there's any more. Like I mean, I should have posted it earlier in the day.
Let's see if I have any advice.
Someone's trying to break into my.
That's funny. I love when guests come into the pod.
Another assumption is that you guys have a lot of good friends. I think that's true. Like, we're exclusive, but then we're also broad. It takes a lot for us to welcome people into our group, but once you're in, you're like in for life.
Yeah, I've always actually felt this way ever since I was young. I felt very lucky that making friends was something that came very naturally and easy to me. And you have some friends or you meet some people and they're like, oh, I've never had a good group of friends, or I've always found it hard to bond with girls or whatever. And
I was always such a girl's girl. I bonded way more with girls than guys for the whole like first 15 years of my life.
Yeah, no, totally. And I've just felt lucky. I don't know if it's just the convenience or the beauty of the people that have been around me. It's just been an easy match. But yeah, no, I've been very
It's
lucky.
funny, I always say, so someone like my sister, I think she's very much a guy's girl. She's like, she was always more sporty. She was like, I don't know, like hit puberty early. Like she just like was like glam and cool like from the beginnings. And I always thought she was such a guy's girl. Like she had so many guy friends. She had boyfriends from a really early age. Like, I don't know, she just was like a guy's girl. Like I can't explain explain it more
Well,
than
yeah,
that.
and I feel lucky too. Like I had a good mix of my friend group, especially growing up. It was like half girls, half guys. And,
Yeah.
like, both like in a really healthy dynamic. And,
Yeah.
I mean, feel very blessed.
No, but I just think it's interesting because I wasn't like that, and I was so like such a late bloomer in my like boyfriend years. Like I didn't date anyone until university. But then it's funny because for so long I would say to my friends, like when I wasn't dating people, like up until Adam, I always said like my friends are like my family because I don't have anyone else. So I think that's why even to this day I put so much like effort and like meticulous attention into my friendships, because if shit hits the fan and Adam and I break up, like,
you don't want to have nothing to fall back on.
well, I think I'm just very aware that like those are the people that are always going to be there,
Well, I think
because I've seen friends do me dirty where they
Yeah.
go so far the other way and they're just like guys, but they forget about their girlfriends, and then I'm like, well, why would I like? I'm not going to be here when this all
I think
goes
it's
wrong.
healthy to have a balance, and being so like tunnel vision with any type of relationship, I don't think is healthy. I think it's
Yeah.
nice to have a good group to fall back on. And
Yeah.
I also always think like having, I mean, like what is the point of life if you can't share it with a friend, a boyfriend, or whatever? Like life is actually so not fun, even if no
Totally.
matter what fun, like how much fun you're having, if you're not surrounded by good people.
I know.
And I think there's a certain point of life where you can accomplish what you wanted to accomplish or set out to what you wanted to do, and then you're like, oh, if I don't have a good group around me, like it's kind of pointless.
I
So
know.
I definitely really value everyone in my life.
I know. I agree.
But yeah, no, I
Brilliant.
definitely feel very lucky. I feel like you can also always like get caught up on, you see David Dobrik, then like the friend groups, you're like, oh my God, that's like such a crazy cool friend group. And you're like, you don't realize that you actually have that. You have your inside jokes. It's not.
Oh, I
to
know
the
that I
extreme.
have that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you don't?
No. I mean, no. I think it's interesting to like watch it. I guess it's
Yeah.
more, I see the comments on it and people will comment, oh my God, like I wish I had a group of friends like this. I wish
Right.
I
Like
had,
just
a
like
home,
wild and
yeah, but it's
crazy
like,
and
I think, yeah, we did have all of that. I really do feel that way.
true. That is funny.
I have, this is a funny question. I got I need to know the difference between a condo and an apartment. And that's so funny. I got this comment, the most angry comment. I posted a condo tour on my YouTube channel not too long ago. And this one person had commented about like 8 times, fix your title. Do you realize a condo is a place that you buy and an apartment is something that you're just rented? You need to change your title to apartment, blah, blah, blah. And like went on like and was 8 different comments. I'm like, okay, first of all, it's a condo. This is, and I even said in the video, I'm like, I was so super excited that I got like my place, and like, it doesn't matter if I bought it or not, or I'm renting it or not. But this person was like so
Upset about it?
angry. But also, it's like I was right with what I was saying. I'm like, yeah, following your definition.
Yeah,
I am
technically
correct.
yours is definitely
I
a
am
condo.
definitely a condo. But also, like, who cares?
Yeah, that is funny.
That's so funny. That comment triggered me back to that. Like who has the time to get angry about that? How dare you say this? Change your title to an apartment. So apparently, Megan, that is the difference. A condo is a unit that you own, and an apartment is one that you're renting.
That's
I feel
funny.
though, like I guess it's global. I've always just felt like the only people that calls them condos are people in Toronto. Like you go to New York and no one says a condo. Like
Yeah, because they're all renting.
I mean, maybe that is it.
Yeah, because they're apartments.
That's too funny. Wow, there's a lot of questions here. Okay. How to combat dry skin through the winter. I can't even wear concealer. I have definitely had that. When I was on Accutane
too.
midwinter, my skin was dry and cracked and makeup looked so bad on it.
You know what?
What did you do?
I think the key is like, yes, hydration, but then also almost like exfoliating, like getting rid of that skin.
I disagree.
Really?
I don't know. Physical exfoliant, I would say no if it's super dry skin. I think maybe going on more with the chemical exfoliant that's like lighter, like a salicylic acid or some type of active would be gentler at removing the dead skin, but then you're not going into like the cracks of dry skin. But mine
And
would
then
be
it
more about your
sounds
skin
bad.
prep.
Yeah,
Like,
it would be like tons of masks, primer, and then I'd almost just say like, don't wear makeup for a bit. Like drink a lot of water, drink tea, like just like get your skin kind of.
Yeah.
And honestly, the thicker moisturizers, like when the winter comes, I've already switched to my moisturizer. Like December, I'm like, so I'll only wear like a thick moisturizer in the winter, like a Charlotte Magic Cream or something that's
Now,
zesty.
something that I will say is actually I would avoid all fragrance. If you have really dry skin, fragrance, if it gets into like a crack of dry skin, it'll burn your skin actually, and it can like actually give you a chemical burn.
Yeah.
I would definitely do fragrance free while you're in that period. And again, maybe also controversial, but this is going back to when I was on Accutane and like my skin was literally like a desert. I would sleep with Vaseline on those dry areas.
Yeah.
I would put Vaseline like literally up my nostrils, around the cracks of my nose. And I mean, it's petroleum based.
I was
going
gonna say, isn't Vaseline like proven to make your skin more dry?
It does have, not necessarily more dry, but basically it's a topical like sealant. So if you're putting all the proper moisturizers on and then putting a petroleum product on top, it'll kind of like act as a seal. So it's not gonna add hydration or moisture. It'll just be protective more, so that it doesn't dry out further when you sleep. But
I know it's protective because that's what I was putting on my burn.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, exactly. So it just kind of like locks things in. So that's what I would do. But if it's like super bad, dermatologist, baby, they can definitely help you out.
Dermatologist, baby.
Okay, I don't know what this one is, but I'm going to read this. One friend in our group is getting married. She asked them to all be bridesmaids 7 months before me. Sorry, it's hard to put it all in 3 lines. Hopefully that made sense.
Was there 3?
No, I think she just tried to condense it. So I guess she's saying one of her friends in her friend group is getting married, and she asked all the other friends 7 months prior, and now this girl's only getting asked to be a bridesmaid now. So it maybe seems like she's like an afterthought or like someone else bailed out.
For sure be like, nah.
Yeah, I would maybe like say something, be like, hey, I just noticed. Oh God, I see Derek
is back.
No,
guys.
don't come in, Derek. Don't. He's locked eyes. He's locked eyes.
No, but I think that
I would call it out.
I would call it out, and I also think it depends on the level of friendship. Like I will say, so I had this experience this year with a friend because.
Oh my God. I don't know what's happening.
Derek
He's reading lines. I like your tie.
Hi, we have some wonderful specials today. As an appetizer, we have the pita knapsack.
Stop.
Whole poached Numidian.
What is a pita knapsack?
It's pan-seared in its own juices. It's well worth the 45-minute wait. We also have some Haitian travel crudités. Would you like separate checks?
What's the restaurant we're at today again? Remind me of the name of this place.
Is this not table 7? Sorry,
We might need 10 more minutes to decide.
Oh my God. Talk about like.
Oh, I love the outfit. It's so waiter.
It's so waiter. Derek like never lets me down. Like this is like, that's what I'm talking about. Like a commitment to a bit or like a commitment to comedy or life. Like there's something I so appreciate.
Well, that's how I know I am not actually funny at all, because I see people like Derek.
I know.
And I'm like, oh, true. Is he?
I hope
I
he's
never
still
know if
listening.
he's still in here. He always
so
like
that he
hides
knows
around
that
the
I love
corner.
him. I hope he's still in
No,
here.
I don't think we should tell him. His ego will get too boosted if he hears too much.
True. What were we even talking? Oh, so I had this experience with Torchella this year because I wasn't super close friends.
Comes
sorry.
back to Torchella.
I know, I'm sorry, but I'm just using my own life as an example.
To be clear, Torchella is just the name we call Tori's birthday weekend.
Yeah, sorry, that's so
to clear
extra.
any confusion.
But basically, so there was a friend that I was friendly with, but I didn't invite her to Torchella initially. And again, like a numbers game, whatever, which I'm sure this girl for the bridesmaids thing was also considering.
Yeah.
But then we became very close as like the months went on because I sent out invites in like April and her and I just weren't necessarily at that level yet. But then by like July, and my birthday's in August, we were like seeing each other once a week and like having drinks, and she was like really in the friend group.
Yeah.
And then she ended up like getting sort of unfairly a last minute invite to Torchella, and she came, never made a comment about it, and I wanted her there because at that point we were really good friends, and I feel like that made sense. And like if that's the scenario, like maybe they just weren't at that level yet, but then they got to that level, and so she's like, now how can I imagine getting married without this girl part of my party? Then I get it, because I've also been in that.
Julia dropped out, so now I need someone else to fill the number.
Which I also like doubt that, because with bridesmaids it's already expensive to manage it all. Why would they just add another person in? I bet it's more like, you know what, we weren't there yet, but now we're there. I'd like to invite you.
I guess I can like empathize and see how someone would be upset by it, but personally, I also am someone like I mean, who knows? Maybe if you don't invite me as a bridesmaid, and then 7 months later you come back and be like, JK, Jaclyn, then maybe I would be upset. But I just could not see me caring at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you want, and that's what I say. People live their truth. If she wanted me as a bridesmaid 7 months ago, she would have asked me. She did it. Now she wants me as a bridesmaid. She wants that now. So people act how they want. So I don't know. I don't get offended by that stuff, but I could see how someone would be hurt.
I think it depends on the person. Like if someone just like, if I could tell that it was just such a half-ass invite, I'd probably just be like, hey, I can't make this work, whatever.
Yeah, and again, I think
just because I think like my ego's pretty big, and also I know that I would put a lot of effort in that scenario. Like the first time I'm asked to be a bridesmaid, like I will.
Well, it's a big monetary commitment too,
That's what I'm
right?
saying,
like,
but it's also like if it's my good friend, like I'll live it up for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my point too. It's like I'm not going to invest in you if you're not going to invest in me. Totally. So it goes both ways.
I would try it out. If you're like really hurt and offended by the timing of it, I'd be like, hey, why did I not get this invite 7 months ago?
But then if it's more of a scenario where like you just have become closer and now you're getting the invite, then I would just let it be, because like your friend is now asking you to be a part of it.
So. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Beautiful. Wow. Dr. Jack and Tor back at it again.
Oh my God, I see Courtney's comment. I have advice to give you. FaceTime me right now.
That's so funny.
How to end a toxic friendship without leaving any hard feelings. I think there's always going to be hard feelings. Any loss is hard. But sometimes you just gotta,
What was the question?
how to end a toxic friendship without any hard feelings.
I've been there. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think you kind of have to put it all out there and just like be really
honest.
upfront. Like, I think the only way you can move on without having like a deep resentment and hatred is if you literally say it to their face and
Totally.
get it out there. Like, I've ended a few friendships in my time, and I think I've left them all. They know how I feel. I know how they feel. And then you don't like think about it
That's
because
the
you're like,
thing, you
it's
move
so
on.
over. You're like, it's so over. We don't even have, we need a new word for over.
I also feel like a lot of people, it's super common that I hear people say, oh, I hate confrontation. I just
Yeah,
can't
they
do
just
I'd
push it
rather."
under the
And it's like,
rug.
I don't enjoy necessarily confrontation if I don't need it, but I'm very happy to confront someone if it's necessary. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wake up and I go, who can I confront today? It's like, no, but if there's a time and place, and if it needs to happen, I have no problem or no fear doing that.
Totally.
And I think also you'll realize it's a huge relief actually when you be honest not only with yourself but with that friend, and you give them even an opportunity to not only defend themselves but like maybe like be like, hey, I didn't see that perspective, and give them a second to kind of grasp it as well.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe then they'll change their behavior and you'll have an even stronger friendship. Or you're just truly not on the same page. You can't
Yeah.
see eye to eye, so it's time to let it go. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Again, prioritizing yourself. If that person's bringing you unhappiness or as a burden or just making you stressed 24/7, that's not what a friend should be. So sometimes it's hard, but you got to cut ties and
Let's
don't
be
rely
honest
on
too.
nostalgia
It's hard to like
carry it on.
It's hard to like talk the talk and walk the walk. I think it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, I've only done it a few times in my
Yeah,
life.
and you don't even necessarily naturally love that. Like, there's been moments where you'll
Oh.
take moments and consider if
Well,
it's
you're like,
even
is
the
it worth it?
move.
Because I know this is going to hurt that person.
Totally.
But I'd rather hurt them and be honest
I agree.
than be fake and protect their feelings.
Yeah, I'm just so aggressive that I can't. Like, they fucking know. Everyone, like, if you know if I love you, you know if I don't like
Yeah.
you. Like, it's just, and some people really hate that, and I get that, but I also just, I waste much less time in my life because people know where they stand. And I feel like it's not good or bad. It's just, I don't know.
Well, the thing I feel like I hear all the time, which I hate, is, oh, we've been friends for so long.
Yeah,
And I'm like, but it doesn't matter if they're not being your friend currently.
Yeah.
Then you don't need like.
and also,
and you can come back.
I
in
was
life.
gonna say, like, there's been
friendships
friends
are
I've had
waves.
that we've definitely parted ways in very significant moments
Mm-hmm.
and have found our way back in other moments. And I think that there's like ebbs and flows, and being okay with that and like taking the space when you need it, I think can only make you better friends when you try to come back to it. I think some friendships are like naturally you just know that it's over, and I had friends in high school like that. It's like, I
Yeah,
don't know
you
what
were
your
there for
life is
that
anymore, and I
time.
haven't spoken to you in 7
Totally.
years. And that totally happens, but in the moment you feel like that's like your people. So
Mm-hmm.
it sucks at the time, but I don't know. The universe
what it
knows
is.
what's up. Like, they're keeping you with the good ones,
Totally.
and you have to make the effort as a friend to keep the good ones.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like always naturally, like it'll be what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I've had friends that I hadn't like talked to, say, in like 5 years. We grew apart through high school or whatever, and then randomly, like, and there's been no beef or no problem, and they'll message me one day or get in contact and be like, hey, would love to be, like, I'm gonna be in the city, would love to grab lunch. And then it's like 5 years hadn't even gone by. And that's, I think, like the beauty of great friends that you were just so aligned with.
No,
Do you have any
totally.
good questions on yours?
I
feel
know,
like the
I'm
rest
going
are
back to
repeats
look.
over on
Yeah.
mine.
I'm
Going through your
posted too many
25
stories.
million stories.
I know I had like
You know, you
makeup.
can just swipe up and just swipe across.
Oh, really?
Like if you were to press that and then
Really?
swipe it, look at.
Oh, brilliant. Love that.
Yeah.
Okay,
do people say?
boys.
Boys, we need advice on boys.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. Let's see, assumptions. You're very nice and kind. Like, thanks.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I don't have any good ones. Sorry, guys. I should have asked earlier in the day.
It's okay. It's okay. I feel like also we didn't even talk about the Body Shop or our holiday stuff. Maybe we should dive back into that while we're
Yeah.
here. It was so funny. So speaking, I guess this is back to the excess of product we get. The Body Shop was super kind and gave us so much product. And we fell in love with that sugar scrub. I've been using it like every
it's
day,
really good.
probably too much. So we had a giant like Santa sack full of goodies. And it was a lot of product. They also gifted us toboggans, like a sled, and like new winter jackets, like
yeah.
a lot of stuff. And then we basically all got dropped back off to the PR office back in the city, and they gave us like taxi chits to kind of get home from there.
Oh, I
And-
just like hated that experience.
well, I didn't know what to do, so I was like, I lived close enough that I could kind of walk, but it was also a snowstorm that day. But I go, hey, I have this toboggan, so I started throwing all the items on the toboggan and then start pulling it
Did
through
that
the
work?
city. It did. It did.
I just like hated, I don't like the idea of like 25 people trying to like do the same thing at once. That gives me major anxiety.
I think it's hilarious. Can you imagine someone driving by in the city? It's a snowstorm. You see like a bunch, like 20 girls with like giant
Santa
red
suits.
Santa sacks.
It's funny in retrospect, but in the moment I was like dreading it the whole
Oh,
day.
I didn't know how to do it. Yeah, I was a little
Because
flustered.
I had so much stuff and I knew I had to like get into an Uber, and like normally I would have relied on like Adam to pick me up, but he was out of town. Like it was that
funny.
irks me in life. I can't explain what it even is. It's like, it's my natural impatience, I think, and the idea that there's like an uncertainty, it's unorganized, it's unplanned, I have to move all this stuff, get in an Uber. Oh my, it makes me like cringe. I just hate
beautiful
that.
part of that moment was we had a little bit of a cooking class on the weekend. They gave us a sourdough starter.
Yes.
So in my Santa sack, I had my sourdough starter, and I stole Tori's as well because I knew she wasn't going to make her focaccia at home. And so right now, as we speak, in my house, I have a bowl of the sourdough focaccia.
Why are you saying focaccia weird?
No, it's focaccia, not focaccia.
No, it's focaccia.
No, it's not. Focaccia.
Focaccia.
Wait, focaccia.
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 I think you're just saying S's and I'm saying a sh sound.
And what is it? Am I saying things?
Yeah, focaccia.
So I have a speech impediment, so I follow this YouTube channel called Emma Saying Things, and it's this girl who just says words. Focaccia. Oh.
I say focaccia. Let's see.
Focaccia. It sounds like you're saying crotch. I don't like that.
You could be
Focaccia.
right.
I don't know, actually. How do you pronounce focaccia? Okay, Emma Saying Things doesn't have one.
Hiya. So,
Oh, how long is this girl's video?
that Italian one with olive oil, and it's really delicious. It's stick
Well,
it
she
on.
has an Irish accent.
Shh.
But anyway, how do you pronounce it? Is it A, focaccia,
Oh, that's not
Come
right.
on.
focaccia, C, focaccia, none of them, and
Okay, that was not
something else
helpful.
I haven't heard.
Kate, she also has an accent. Like,
Okay, comment down below if you know how to say
it's
focaccia.
focaccia.
Focaccia?
Whatever.
Focaccia.
Doesn't even matter.
Probably is focaccia.
What a poor episode.
Focaccia? Wait, how do you say it?
Focaccia.
Focaccia.
Anyways.
Focaccia. Anyways, I am making some homemade olive and rosemary focaccia. It's focaccia.
Oh, you just spit on me.
I
Focaccia.
felt that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you half of my focaccia loaf though, so you're gonna love me. 'Cause that was the
Fabulousy.
best bread we've ever eaten in our life. We probably ate 8 slices.
It was so good.
I died. It was.
Do you have olives to put on it?
I bought them,
Brilliant.
and they're like marinating right now in the olive oil with rosemary. It's
Wow.
like you're gonna love it. You're gonna love my bread.
Love that. Get that bread.
Get that bread.
Okay, amazing.
So,
Well,
what are holiday festivities you have, or were you trying to wrap up the podcast?
no, not necessarily yet. We're going to New York next week for a press trip. This one's gonna get a lot of
Coverage.
coverage. I also just think
Sounds
like
amazing.
this is when I think like recently, and I think it's probably because it's the holiday season and everyone's just like posting a lot and like consuming. But I've just felt very like overwhelmed by everyone's content.
You keep saying this.
Yeah, it's just
Are you
a lot.
feeling blue? Did you get my, oh my God, I gave you my winter blues and I stole your happiness. Can you imagine the roles were reversed?
Yeah.
You're like, I hate birthdays.
Yeah, no, like I feel okay about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about it all.
Like you feel like you're not as good as everyone else, or you just feel like everyone else is, like what is it?
I don't know.
Self-reflection? You're feeling,
It's not that I don't feel as good as, like, cause like I'm confident in my abilities. It's more just I guess I'm overwhelmed by the saturation of it all. It's all starting to feel like the same. And I'm like, that's really stressful because I know it's also our work. So I'm like, if I feel that way, so many people must feel that way. And I've always thought that Instagram is such a bubble, but like it's really feeling like a bubble lately.
like you think that everyone's posting the same types of
Yeah,
posts?
like it's just so repetitive and like saturated and like nothing is new and no one really cares about anything that's important. Everyone's just like consume. And I'm like, yo, like we gotta save the world here.
You know what you gotta do?
What? Refocus.
Mute. Unfollow. I don't, honestly, Instagram is one thing I feel very disconnected to it. I don't know if it's a good thing. Maybe I should be more in tune because like it is part of
Not
my job.
necessarily.
But I really feel like I only end up seeing and watching my friends' stuff.
Yeah, which
and like
is
there's
better.
a few bloggers that I like to follow, but I don't really follow a lot of bloggers.
Yeah, maybe I just have to do one of those like annual cleanses and
Yeah,
just like
maybe for the New
unfollow
Year's.
like so.
So I have a list of things to do over the holidays. So I'm gonna take 2 weeks off over the holidays. I'm gonna still be posting whatever I want like on Instagram because I think Instagram stories are fun. But like I'm not gonna be making any YouTube videos. I'm not gonna be doing any work things. And I'm gonna take 2 weeks off, which is like very exciting for me. And I made a list. I've been starting to write over the past few weeks, like things that I want to do. Because as much as like, oh, a 2-week break sounds so good.
Yeah,
I
you
also
get
like
bored,
I
yeah.
can't even sit still and watch a movie. Like that's hard for me. So I'm like 2 weeks of nothing and no like deadlines or tasks or things to do. I'm gonna need to make a list and
that stresses me
schedule
out.
things to fill my time. But like fun things. So I wanted to focus on hobbies that I don't necessarily
I
wouldn't be like, I'm not gonna spend 2 hours painting when I could be, say, filming a new video. Like I always pick that and prioritize that. But this time is to prioritize 2 weeks of just fulfilling hobbies. 2 weeks of painting. I am Bob Ross. So I started to make a list of things, and I would love to hear your thoughts and what you want to do over the holidays.
Love that.
So what I have written down so far, it's kind of actually along the same line of the things we were talking about earlier that just bring me happiness. But I wanted to, start spitballing. So I have do some dance classes. I bought a few more at Underground. I want to go there.
Nice.
Bake more, do some painting, draw. I used to love drawing. I used to draw all the time. I don't really draw anymore, so I'd love to sketch. Video game day, just a full day of Monkey Ball and Sims 3.
Good for you.
You're invited if you want to come. We'll teach you. Tori's never played Sims.
Yeah, maybe you and Ken's can teach me.
Ken's texted me the day it went on sale. She goes, Sims is on sale. Buy it right now.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Oh my
Sims 3.
God.
It was $5.
$5
you should buy it.
for a game?
It's normally like $50. It's
Wait,
like
that's a huge
85%
deal.
off right now.
Oh my God.
Is that even more than that? Anyways,
Jeez.
Skating, all the rinks are opening up.
Cute.
We were actually
We'll have
texting
to
to do
go
that.
skating, yeah.
Snowboarding, which I definitely want to hit a few times. Visit my hometown in Caledonia. I find always when I'm visiting my hometown, it's very much so like, oh, I have like a dinner with my grandparents, or I have this, and like
you wanna, like, see
there's a
your
time limit.
friends.
Whereas now I want to like just like go there and chill and like maybe just go for a walk to DQ like the good old days.
Wow.
Actually, I don't even know if DQ still exists.
That's funny.
Visit. I have a list of friends I don't necessarily get to see as often. I want to make time to do that. Rewatch all of Harry Potter.
I've like done that recently, and it's
Same.
iconic.
I did it in the summer, but I feel like it's so Christmassy.
I know, because I don't know. I literally thought to myself, I want to watch Harry Potter. Last night I was thinking maybe I'll watch it tonight.
No, wait for me.
Okay.
We should watch it as we make the focaccia.
Oh yeah, we'll put it on in the background.
Focaccia.
Yeah, beautiful.
I can't say focaccia. Watch Elf with my mother. What else should I do? So that's my list so far.
Love that.
What else over the holidays are priorities?
I don't know. I just need to like reimagine 2020.
clean. I wanna
like
clean.
I'm just like I need to reimagine.
Clean my closet. Like set up new goals.
Yeah,
and
like what's next? Like, because I think for a long time I've just been like, whatever, like reactive to my career,
Instead of
as my dad would
proactive.
say, as opposed to proactive. I will react to things that come my way, but I will not be proactive about what's next. And so now, 2020, the year of being proactive. Maybe that's like going back and doing a master's program. Maybe that's like,
Oh my
I
God,
know.
no,
I
I'm
could go
gonna
back
have
to
no
school, guys, maybe. I don't know. I don't know
I'd be
what
sad.
it is.
I'd be sad because I would have less time with you.
Yeah.
But go get your education.
Or like buy a vlog camera and start vlogging.
Do you know how long I've been telling Tori
I know.
to start her own YouTube channel?
Maybe it's time. Like maybe I just need to like
I will
try
help you out.
something new.
I will like do whatever. I will be there for you. To
I
start
will be there for you.
I really believe
I believe.
in the power that comes.
It might be time. Like maybe it's just time to like, because it's funny. Like I over the years, or over this year, which I didn't think I would naturally come to enjoy. I enjoy editing the podcast episodes. Like obviously it's like finicky and whatever. But as I've like gotten better at it, or more in a routine of it, I'm like, okay, I'm a little more like I was so afraid of the techiness of it, and now I'm like trying to like open myself up. I'm like, okay, get a camera, or like I don't know.
Well, you also just rise to the occasion so quickly when you need to. Also, dude, I have an extra vlog camera. You can even borrow mine for a little bit.
Right. Yeah, maybe it's time.
That would be
Maybe the Plaza Hotel will be my first vlog.
Get ready with me at the Plaza. That would be the most on brand, actually.
Yeah.
And you're like, follow a day in my life, go to the Rockettes, go skating in Central Park. Dude.
So I don't know. I just like I think it's time to reimagine. That's where I'm at.
That's what I'm also looking forward to. I feel like there's a lot of things, as much as I said I don't want to do a lot of work things, there's some like back-end businessy things that I just want to update and refresh, and they're things that aren't necessarily priority, but now that I have
know,
the
like
time
on a
to,
day-to-day, I don't
even
sit
things
around and like edit my media kit,
I was
but
going to
it's
say,
like
update my media kit and like
Yeah.
refresh the photos, and
Yeah.
then also just like update my email signature, little things that don't really
Totally.
matter, but I want to just refresh, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to just like, I guess those can be like the little goals that I can do over the break, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, but hey, who knows, maybe by day 3 I'll be like, guys, I need help, I'm losing my mind.
I do get also a little bit like when
Same.
I'm not like crazy busy, and I feel like this week I'm not crazy busy, and I feel like naturally I don't enjoy that. Like I did 2 fucking workouts yesterday just because I was like,
That's not normal.
but yeah, it's like I'm such a busy bee, and I've always been like that. So I think I'm happiest when I'm busy. My mom has always said that about me too.
Well, I
so.
also say I think I don't. This is gonna sound sad, but no, especially in December when I do find the months just a bit harder. and more depressing.
Yeah.
I think when I'm busy, I don't have time to even realize that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then when I get chill, I'm like, oh God. And then I get very like reflective and sad and
I know
weird.
you're
and,
like when you spend too much time in your
Yeah.
head, you just you're
I
like,
think I
am I
need to-
doing enough?
Same. But I think I need to also like, I don't think that's healthy to be like, oh, well, just to avoid that, I'm going to cram my schedule. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
you need to be okay with doing nothing for a day. And
I
I
know.
can't. I actually like, I think I also have ADHD. It's undiagnosed. I don't want to just throw that around, but I genuinely think I do. And I can't do that, but I need to learn how to be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to do nothing for a day.
Like I can take those days, but only when I feel like I've worked for them. Like only when I feel like busy on the outskirts of it. So I feel like when it's all really calm and like the holiday season, I'm like, oh Jesus.
Do you have any little hobbies that you haven't done in a while? I know you hate arts and crafts. This weekend she got so angry making a stocking.
I am so bad naturally
because
at
you're
arts
not
and
patient.
crafts.
You don't give it time. She takes a spray paint can and just starts spray
I know.
painting.
This is what I mean. There's no strategy. Like I hate it. I've hated it since I was a kid. I was never good at it. I was never good at puzzles. I almost failed kindergarten because I was
it's
so
not that
bad
you're
at
not good, though. That's
puzzles.
why I don't like when you say that. You are good at it. You just don't give yourself the time.
I don't know. I don't think I'm good at it, and I don't enjoy it. What do I want to do? Yeah, maybe do some like curling with my family over the Christmas break.
That was a curved ball. I
Yeah.
was expecting you to go there.
Maybe. Like, I mean, when I go uptown, it's always fun to do that. We also do like a big ball hockey game every Christmas Day on our street because we live on a dead-end street, so they play for charity. But it's like just
fun.
our street that plays, and there's a lot of good hockey players, like sons.
Wait, so
like,
you play too?
I drink hot chocolate on the
You're
sidelines,
the
but it's like
sideline
fun to watch.
Right, it's an
My sister
experience.
used to play, and my dad used to play, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I love going to see movies over the holidays, like going to the theater. Yeah, skating.
Any good movies coming out this holiday? I
haven't seen any.
We should watch Home Alone.
Oh, yeah,
We
Home
should watch that when
Alone.
we're at the Plaza because didn't they film it?
Yeah,
there?
that's cute.
Was that filmed at the Plaza? No.
There was something in
something
that.
in New York.
Yeah. Anyways, roses and thorns.
Yeah. Rose today is, you know what? I just didn't feel like doing my makeup, and I go, oh right, we have a podcast, and I'm in control if I look good or not. And I go, and I didn't feel like putting on makeup today.
Good for you.
So, like, that was just like freeing. I'm like, oh yeah, I run my own life. That's
Amazing.
fine. So made that decision for me this morning. Another rose. Oh, I forgot my thorn. Thorn. Okay, you know what? Very trivial. So my blankets right now in my bed are not tucked in. You know, like you tuck your blankets under and then they stay nice and like controlled. The last 3 days, I must have pulled them out in my sleep and like tossed and turned certain balls right now, and I just haven't taken a minute to flatten it back out. And then each night I go pull down my bed and I go, oh, they're in balls again. The camera battery is dead. It was kind of flat. I don't think you had charged it. It did only say there was one bar as I turned it on.
What? No, it said 3 when I turned it on. I charged it.
Oh, was it sitting on in your car?
Fuck, did I leave it on in the car?
That's okay. We can finish it with no visual. It's fine. Anyone watching on YouTube, I'm sorry. It's a blackout screen, but that's okay. We're finishing up. And anyway, so I pull back my sheets again. I'm like, oh, crap. They're all still in balls, but I haven't dealt with it. So that was annoying. I'm like, why
Damn.
do I keep doing that? Another rose is the bread tonight. I hope it works out. It looks like it's been rising overnight, so I'm feeling pretty good. And a rosebud is, I think a lot of good things are going to happen in the next 2 weeks. So good news will be coming our way.
Nice. I hope so too. That's cool. So let's see. Rose, I had some really good workouts yesterday. It's nice when you can like get back into a like workout routine and like not feel obese.
Well,
So
you had an injury too. So.
yeah, and like my knee is finally starting to feel
Is it looking
better.
okay? Can you
It's
move
still
your tape?
strangely very
Is
swollen.
it right there? Is that the cut?
No. It's over here.
Oh.
But it's strangely very swollen still, so I actually have been considering getting an x-ray just in case.
Dude, I've been saying that for the last
I know.
3
I've just been
weeks.
like very busy with other
Yeah.
things, but like even in comparison, like it's just big. So anyways, and then another rose is I'm looking forward to the Santa run. Like it's so dumb, but like
so
I
glad
just
you're
think it'll
doing
be
that
so
with me.
funny.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And like worth the laugh, so I'm excited for
I'm
that.
excited for the Instagram.
Yeah, me too.
The photo of us being like, look at us.
And then a thorn, I would say, is that, yeah, just like reimagining my future has been stressing me out, but then I'm like, it's fine. You'll figure it out, Torri. So I can't get too caught up on it. And then a rose bud is that I have some like brunches scheduled for this weekend. I haven't done like a solid brunch in a while. And
Bottomless mimosas?
yeah, like I think they'll be like super good. I have one scheduled for Saturday and Sunday, so it'll be great. I'm
It just
excited.
reminds me of Tony. Could I have a virgin mimosa? You mean orange juice, ma'am?
That's hilarious. She would say that. Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Okay, well, that was
fun.
another episode of the Potted Talk, the
Also,
podcast where we shit talk ourselves.
Shit talk ourselves. I'm Jack.
I'm Tor.
We only have 2 more episodes after this one until we go on a Christmas
I know,
hiatus.
New Year.
I don't think we've told them about it yet, but we are doing a little breaky break.
We're gonna have to do something zesty for our first episode back in January.
I know.
I have an idea.
We'll have Body talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll
thanks
see
guys
you
for watching.
then.
We'll see you soon.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.